palazzo pants. Gauchos. Instead, I think I'm gonna try like roughly mini skirts. And not that tabbies necessarily give clown shoe, they don't. Swapping it for layering silk on my outfits. When I see them on other people, I do not think they look back. Hi guys, welcome to my video. This is Anything to Wear and I talk all things fashion. I've been seeing so many videos and articles and carousel posts about all the 2025 summer trend predictions. And I think what's cool about the trends that we're seeing coming up here in the next few months is that it's like a continuation of what we were seeing in the spring, where it's like a little bit more eclectic and boho and super reminiscent of like indie boho chic fashion from like the mid 2010s. So it's very nostalgic to me. And so naturally I'm gravitating to a lot of the trends that we're seeing for 2025 summer, but not all. And so that's where this video is coming from. I want to talk a little bit about like the huge summer trends that we know everyone's going to be wearing and offer a few swaps if you feel like it's not, you know, what you're seeing isn't really fitting into your closet. Maybe you need more inspiration because you still want to have fun trying new trends. So no more talking, let's get started. So first one on my list is tabbies, and tabbies have been around for a hot second. What I think tabbies used to be is like this niche, like fashion girl shoe that you wouldn't really see on everyone. But in the last few months, like tabbies have popped off, and I think I will be skipping it. And this is a very specific issue that I have with tabbies, okay? I don't know if anybody else feels like this. Let me know. I'm 5'5", I wear a size 8, and so sometimes I feel like my shoes, my feet look slightly a little bit too big for my proportions. Like they can easily look really long or really wide, kind of giving like the clown shoe effect. And not that tabbies necessarily give clown shoe, they don't, but because of the vertical line cut in between, you know, the silhouette of the shoe, it gives for more like a wider effect on the foot. It could be all in my head. Okay, estoy un poquito loca. Okay, no se les olvide. The tabby silhouette is not gonna work for me. And I even looked at this one like recommendation people were leaving in the comment section of like tabby videos. I think they're called the Nike Rift, something like that. I might be getting it wrong. It's kind of like a more athletic take on the tabby silhouette. And I looked through pictures and no. So if I'm not doing the tabby, what am I doing instead? I think I'm going to try the Puma Speed Cat. It is sleek. It still has like that athletic ballet shoe feel that the Nikes have. And because it's a low profile shoe, I am in no danger of looking like I have clown feet. Easily, that's a check for me. I had seen the Speed Cat on Enya on her podcast and it just like clicked for me. I was like, yes, that is the next athletic shoe that I need. And if you know anything about me, I'm not like a sneakerhead, so I generally don't really look to buy sneakers. But when we're looking at different like shoe trends for the summer, I'm gonna skip on the tabby and I think I'm gonna try the Speed Cat. Okay guys, next trend is going to be jorts. When I see them on other people, I do not think they look back. They look very like chica cool, like very trendy, and if you can pull them off, all the power to you. On me, I hate them. My issue is that like naturally my legs are pretty long for my body. Like my torso is shorter, so my legs look longer. But when I put on shorts and where they cut at the calf, they make my legs look this long. So the biggest issue that I have with that trend is that it looks terrible on me. And if you're in the same boat and you do not like how jorts look on you, here's what I'm swapping it for instead. I think a similar type of silhouette that we're seeing is with lace panel skirts. The reason that works a little bit better for me is because it's a lot more favorable to my lines. There's not like this huge block of fabric that cuts you at a very awkward place on your body. And so I'm a lot more likely to try something like that. So sorry, jorts. Next trend I'm going to be talking about is micro shorts. I think that they're stunning. I love the looks that people are putting together with micro shorts, but I'm going to be skipping it. And it's mainly a sensory thing. I'm not going to be trying micro shorts because I don't like feeling like my butt cheeks are going to fall out of my shorts. Not that I have the world's biggest butt, I really don't, but I do have hips and I do have a little bit of a cushion, okay? And that's just facts. And And I'm also not saying that if you do have a butt, you shouldn't be wearing micro shorts, girl. Wear whatever the hell you want, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If your butt cheeks are out, your butt cheeks are out, and you look hot, okay? Like, I'm not here to judge anyone for wearing micro shorts for any type of body shape. But for me, again, it's just a sensory thing. I don't really like the feeling of there being a lot of breeze back there. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel not confident. So I'm gonna say no to the micro shorts. Instead, I think I'm gonna try like roughly mini skirts. I know I just went off on a tangent about how I don't want air near the vicinity of my cheeks, but I just look better in a skirt. I don't know. Something feels a little bit more playful, a little bit more covered in a mini skirt. And I know that makes no sense at all. I should have prefaced this list with everything that I'm gonna say sounds like nonsense. What I like about the roughly mini skirts though is that a lot of the time they do come with shorts. They're like a roughly mini skirt. And so I feel like it is a little less likely for me to like fall out of my bottoms. And I'm a lot more likely to try that, especially because again, it's really playing off of like that boho chic vibe, Isabel Marant, if you will. And that's why you're gonna be seeing that on me instead. Okay, next one I have is more of like a material. My Lord and Savior Lainey Ozark here on YouTube made a trend video about how silk and satin are going to be really popular materials for the summer. And she also noted how this is particularly unfortunate for sweaty people. And I have to agree with her. Silk and satin in the summer is kind of really hard to swing because the material just clings to any moisture that your body has, especially here in Houston, y'all. Like, it's so humid. I love silk. I love satin. It's just not a very comfortable fabric to wear during the hot, humid summer months for me. But I won't entirely write it off. What I'm going to swap, like the silk dress, the silk skirt, the satin top, I'm swapping it for layering silk on my outfits. One layering trend that I've seen recently that I'm obsessed with is people are putting it and tying it over their waist on top of like a long skirt or pants or jeans. And I think it looks exquisite. Because God knows, if I were to wear a silk skirt these days, it's not good. Okay, so it looks like I will be tying a silk little scarf over my waist because we're going to stop swamp ass 2025. Okay, the next trend is going to be linen. Again, more like material based, but linen is big every single warm weather season, mainly because it's super breathable and ideal for this like super hot weather. But my biggest issue with linen is how badly it wrinkles. And this is more of a personal pet peeve. I do not like it when my clothes is super, super wrinkly. And linen wrinkles just by looking at it, girl. Like, a lot of people will argue like that's the point of linen. Like, the fact that it wrinkles so easily adds a lot more texture to your clothing and blah, blah, blah. I think that's fine if it's like a looser fitting item. But a lot of the times people will make like linen A-line dresses or linen like tailored vest tops, and once it gets wrinkly it just doesn't look as flattering. But I am a huge fan of good textiles, so since I'm not really gonna dive into like the linen trend for the summer, I'm gonna stick to cotton. Although cotton does wrinkle fairly easily as well, I feel like when the fabric is cut a certain way, has a little bit of weight to it with different details, it looks so much better than linen. And I just really like the polished look of cotton. It's also super versatile. Like, a cotton t-shirt is incredible. I have two more for you guys, so we'll do these a little bit more like rapid fire because I've been talking for a long time. So palazzo pants, gauchos, I don't know, like wide leg capris is basically what I'm trying to say. Very similarly to the jorts, I'm not a fan. I don't look good in like wide leg shorts, long shorts. They're just not the category that I think I'm going to warm up to anytime soon. I reserve the right to change my mind, but as of right now, I'm going to skip the wide leg capri / wide leg short look. Instead, I'm going to swap them for the skinny capri. They're so flirty and cool. I've seen so many like fashion it girls pull out their skinny capris, and so many brands are making them in matching sets. So you'll have like the skinny capri with details near the bottom of the ankle, and then the same little details in the top. And I think that is exquisite. It reminds me so much of like, what is it? The 90s that I think they were popular back then. I 1000% will hop on the skinny capri trend. Okay, last one is going to be ponchos. I've seen them all over my Pinterest, and very recently I walked into Zara and I saw a couple different like mesh see-through ponchos for sale, and I think they're very cool, but I just don't think they're gonna have a ton of longevity in my closet. You know, I have a lot of shirts that are like this, like pretty thick strap shirts. Really the only like daintier, thinner type of straps that I have in my closet are dresses. And I don't wear dresses nearly as often as I do like shirts and bottoms, you know? So purely because of practicality, I don't think I'm going to be investing in any like ponchos. But recently on my trip to Mexico City, I bought a few rebositos. I used to be a really big rebozo wearer back when I was still living at home and still going to my parents' church. And I forgot how much I really, really love them. They're so beautiful and they come in such vibrant colors. And I will admit, this is not necessarily like a huge summer 2025 trend. It's not. But I think it has the potential to be, especially if you're a Latina, and can easily be incorporated into like modern day wear. And I've been taking them to my office as like, you know, a way to stay warm. But also, it's an accessory. Like, it's pretty chic. I really like how it looks on my frame. And so I'm going to continue to wear rebosos, but I'll skip the ponchos for now. Okay, guys, that is the end of my list. I hope this gave you guys a little bit more inspiration for what to wear this summer. But as I always say, the chicest thing that you could do is wear whatever the hell you want. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure to comment down below one of the trends that you think you'll be trying this summer. And make sure to like, subscribe, all the great things. And that's it. Bye.